get into the latest Golden State Warriors news here on Chat Sports. Harrison Graham and Chase Sr. with you with the latest. Pretty quiet NBA trade deadline for Golden State. No Kelly Oubre trade. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's talk about what did happen first, Chase, and then react. Brad Wanamaker goes to the Charlotte Hornets. We don't know what Golden State's getting back. I would say maybe a second, but probably just luxury tax relief.
Because of how well Jordan Poole has played since getting called back up from the G League just prior to the All-Star break, that made Brad Wanamaker expendable. So the Charlotte Hornets get a veteran guard who is just going to be a depth piece. He'll probably get like 10 to 15 minutes a night, if that, with the Charlotte Hornets. On the other hand, we're not sure what the Warriors got back from Wanamaker, but obviously he's not going to bring back a significant piece. What this does for the Warriors, they were very silent on NBA trade deadline day, and it was going to go one of two ways. They were either going to make some big moves and splashes, or they were going to remain somewhat silent. And hey, when you're floating around 500, when you suffer the injuries that the Warriors have, I think it's the right play to just kind of like stand put and just plan for next year.
Let's just mention tax relief for both trades the Warriors made today, so no assets returning, just luxury tax relief. Brad Wanamaker to Charlotte. We'll go ahead and lump in Marquese Chriss as well as he gets shipped out. The Warriors only getting tax relief, which, look, I'm guessing Bob Myers explored the trade market. There was some interest in Kelly Oubre. Ultimately, they clear a couple of roster spots and clear some of that luxury tax that they've been paying because they've been well over the tax line for several years now because they've been a contending team in the NBA.
And as we peek at the comment section, I know a lot of people are ripping the Warriors and they're ripping Bob Myers for not doing anything today on deadline day. I'll tell you this. I mean, it's not like Bob Myers hasn't tried. He has tried to help out the
Warriors.
Not
going to overpay.
He traded for D'Angelo Russell. He traded for Kelly Oubre. He's made a bunch of moves to try to capitalize on Steph Curry's prime. But you know what you can't plan for? You can't plan for Kevin Durant tearing his Achilles. You can't plan for Klay Thompson not just suffering a torn ACL, but also a torn Achilles on top of that.
Yep.
And you can't plan for the dip that we've seen in Draymond Green's game. So I think what the Warriors are doing, they're just resetting right now, and they're planning for the future.
More thoughts on this. Get your one-word reaction to the Warriors trading Brad Wanamaker. I hate to say this. I'm going to lump two words into one. Who cares? Like,
who cares?
I just don't care. And here's why, as we show what Wanamaker has brought to the table this year, for the Charlotte Hornets. Get your one-word reaction in on that one. You know why I don't really care? Nico Mannion, you got that roster spot filled. You can bring him up. You can activate Juan Toscano Anderson, who's played some this year. He's on a two-way contract. And to your point, Jordan Poole, unleash him. Give him 20, 25 minutes a game. I don't need to see Brad Wanamaker if I'm a Golden State Warriors fan. I'm not winning a title this year. Now, if I'm a Warriors fan, I still want my team to make the playoffs. I'm still scouring the buyout market, but play these young guys. Get them opportunities. We already heard Steve Kerr say, hey, James Wiseman, you're our starter now.
Yep.
Get Nico in there. Get Jordan Poole in there. Play these young guys.
Yeah, and Steve Kerr has been thrilled with the progress that he's seen from Jordan Poole, and it's easy to see why, because in his last 8 games, you've seen the potential that he showed at Michigan. In his last 10 games, he's averaging a little less than 21 points per game. Nobody could have forecasted or predicted that Jordan Poole would be this good, but this is why you ship away Brad Wanamaker, because Jordan Poole, he's coming into his own, and now you have a young piece to get more consistent minutes instead of Brad Wanamaker, and a consistent piece that you can build with, a young guy that you really need, because in the past couple of years, it's not like the Warriors have had an opportunity to develop a lot of young talent.
And you guys see the Wanamaker numbers, 35% from the field. He can't shoot from the outside. They signed him to be that defensive guard, but you're not contending, so go ahead and ship him out. Another player they shipped out, Marquese Chriss, who there's a Marquese Chriss hive among some Warriors fans for whatever reason, but he goes to San Antonio, luxury tax relief for Golden State. They also get the rights to Katie Lalani. I'm guessing a guy who's stashed in Europe right now. Don't know much about him, but again, these two trades are just clear some luxury tax. Just open up a couple of roster spots, see what's out there on the buyout market, and really look for Golden State this offseason to be big players.
Yeah.
You expect Klay to be back and ready next year. Steph is showing he's got plenty left in the tank. Explore where you feel with Draymond and Andrew Wiggins and their contracts, and go take a swing this offseason.
Also, luxury tax relief for Golden State because Steph Curry and the Warriors, by the December 21st deadline, didn't agree to a contract extension, and he could make more money on his next deal than his current deal. So they're planning ahead, I believe, by just trying to clear a little bit of money, free up some space so that they can offer Steph Curry that contract, because people in NBA circles, they rumored Steph Curry potentially to the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't think it happens. He stays in Golden State. But you know what Golden State needs to do to bring back Steph Curry? They need some bread and money.
So right now, the Golden State Warriors are the 9th seed in the West, and technically 10 teams make the playoffs, or at least the right to play in to get into the playoffs. So will they make it? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Will the Golden State Warriors make the playoffs this year? Subscribe to Golden State Warriors today if you're watching live on Chat Sports. You see the link on screen. It's youtube.com/WarriorsTV. You see me, you see Chase, you see Tom sometimes breaking down the latest surrounding the Golden State Warriors. If you're watching on our Warriors channel, well, all you got to do, hit that big red button and subscribe. More videos coming your way throughout the rest of the season. Now, we continue to discuss kind of this trade deadline for Golden State. So, where do you go now? Maybe the buyout market is a natural progression there for Golden State. We can explore, and producer Sam, feel free to throw out Drummond and Aldridge on screen there. Those are kind of the two buyout candidates that teams are focusing on. Can the Warriors sway one of these guys to sign with Golden State?
I don't think so. I think a player like Drummond, one, he's really expensive. Two, he's on an expiring contract. And if the Warriors are trying to free up cap space, which they've been successful in doing today, I don't think they're going to be in play for one of the marquee players who's going to hit the buyout market, like a LaMarcus Aldridge, like an Andre Drummond. I just don't see that happening. Bob Myers has said in prior weeks, yeah, we have to take advantage of Steph Curry's prime. We're going to be aggressive. Bob Myers has always been aggressive. And I think it just got to the point where they were like, look, we don't have a lot of depth. Our secondary options aren't that good, and our second unit isn't maybe what we expected. Maybe this signals, okay, we like what Kelly Oubre Jr. has brought to this team. Maybe we decide to keep him and bring him back. That's what I'm thinking, because Kelly Oubre Jr. was a hot trade candidate for the Warriors leading up to deadline day. They decided to keep on to him and keep him on the roster, and he was set to be a free agent after this season. So
we'll see if they add any players via the buyout market, but just to circle back, quiet for Golden State. They don't ship out Kelly Oubre. They do ship out Brad Wanamaker, tax relief on that one. They ship out Marquese Chris. We'll see if this Katie Lalamine ends up being anything. Probably not, if I had to guess on that one. But they clear some luxury tax money there. I'll say this point one more time. I think this offseason, the Warriors, big-time players, because I think they feel like if Steph continues at this level, you get Clay back, then you're one piece away from contending with Steph and Clay plus one more guy. Then you got your depth guys around that at that point. So kind of quiet. I get you guys being frustrated, but kudos to Bob Myers for not doing something reckless.